You are watching the final moments of a man's life, caught on police dashcam video. It's 12:30 a.m. on May 8th, and Marlon Brown is running from police in DeLand, Florida. A Volusia County Sheriff's deputy tried to stop Brown earlier for not wearing a seatbelt. From there, DeLand police officer James Harris and another officer pick up the pursuit. Each in their own patrol car, they spot Brown down there at that intersection. They tail him all the way here until he makes the left on South Delaware Avenue. It's a dead end. Brown suddenly pulls his car over, jumps out, then takes off running through a vacant lot. Officer Harris stays on him. Eric Latinsky is Harris's lawyer.
He was chasing a man down with a 4,000-pound car. He had to have realized there was a risk here.
What my client is trying to do is drive towards the back of the lot where he can stop and then exit his vehicle. He's not attempting to strike anyone.
A warning. What happens next is hard to watch. One final glance toward the oncoming police car, and Brown disappears beneath it. It all happens so fast. Brown is only on foot for about 6 seconds. Moments later, the other officer looks under the car with a flashlight. Then they attempt to get the car off Brown.
Hey, we gotta back this car up now. Can we pick it up?
By the time fire rescue crews arrive to lift the car, the 38-year-old father of two is dead. Crystal Brown is Marlon's ex-wife.
When you look at that video, you don't see a swerve. You don't even hear, oh my God, as you impact.
The medical examiner said Brown died from mechanical asphyxia. The weight of the car cut off his oxygen. The ME also found no evidence that he was struck by the vehicle. No skull fractures or pelvic fractures, ruling that Brown slipped and fell. And only then did the police car come to a stop on top of him. He ruled the death accidental.
I don't buy it one bit. We see Marlon sitting up directly in front of the car. He sees the car coming.
He lost his footing and he fell down. And that was because of the wet turf and the loose dirt. And that's the same thing that made it difficult to stop the car.
Do you believe your client tried to slow down?
Oh, absolutely.
Just weeks ago, the state attorney general announced that a grand jury decided not to indict the officer for vehicular manslaughter. Frustrated and angry, Crystal Brown and her attorney made the dashcam video public. They hope it will force an independent investigation by federal agencies. Testimony from an expert on police practices was also included as part of the evidence. That expert found that Officer Harris had been driving carelessly, given the wet grass and the darkness. He also said that the officer had violated the department's policy of non-pursuit, except after a forcible felony. DeLand Police Chief William Ridgway fired Harris the same day he watched the dashcam video. Marlon Brown had been in and out of jail for drugs and fraud. He was just released the month before he died. Friends in the car with him that night told police he fled because he was so afraid of going back to jail. Randi Kaye, CNN, DeLand, Florida.